Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? I'm so excited. It is literally 30 days to the wedding. It's crazy.
30 days.
So
That's
this
right.
was supposed to be like legit, just a little mini series, a little spin-off of the original Little Miss Entertainment podcast. And it turned into something so much bigger, so much better. And you are the one that we can thank for that. This is to the right of me, my awesome fiance, awesome nobody. Say what's up.
What's up, y'all?
He's very dapper in his digi camo print
Oh yeah, this is hard to
polo.
find. Hey, look,
No,
look at this peacoat. Tell me he broke.
oh my goodness. Welcome back, everybody. If you're new, thank you. I don't know how you got here, but we are just happy that you're here. If you're loyal, we see you. We love you. We know that this podcast has meant so much to so many people, and we don't take for granted that you guys. We know that this marriage and wedding, you guys are involved now.
Yeah.
We're
I mean,
we're that internet. Like, yo, if
Yeah.
anything ever happens to us, the whole world's gonna be
yeah,
upset.
we really appreciate those people following us on Patreon. We really appreciate people on the Facebook pages, people on the Instagram, and then I started messing around with the TikTok just to play around, and really appreciate the support on there. Our YouTube content, we've been putting out tons and tons of content. We had so much footage, and I really just took time to really upload it and really put out the majority of our vlogs from LA, from the reality show, from the commercial we just got casted for last week.
Yes.
From the first time at A3C, South by Southwest, Jamaica, came in. So just tons and tons of content of just, seeing two black couples do normal black things.
Yes.
Right. That's really what it is. Right.
Yep.
Not any type of stereotypes as far as love and hip hop or just black love.
Yeah. So we did this because there was such a lack there of representation in the black wedding market when it came to podcasting, not marriage and like love advice, but like there's two black millennials and we're planning a wedding, and it kind of started with Awesome just really trying to find his way as a black man, and what is his part? What does he need to do? What are the things that he wasn't told about planning a wedding? And so it just blossomed from there.
Yeah. So welcome, guys. So what's on the agenda for today?
All right. So make sure before anything, you follow me at Little Miss ENT, LILMISSENT, and the Wedding Edition page. It's _ the Wedding Edition. It's scrolling here if you're on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, subscribe, hit that notification bell. We really need those watch hours. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. Watch the podcast on YouTube, please.
So I'll sort of transition into that big announcement.
Yes.
So, we've been podcasting for about 6 years now. I did the math. We came with the idea in 2014, and then we got things going 2015. And so we've had, probably like 4 or 5 seasons, Christmas seasons, and then we rolled into this.
Yeah.
So we probably have like almost 200 to 300 episodes. So just trying to figure out what to do with those episodes. They're just sitting there on the tons and tons of different podcast streaming sites, right? So, but how can we be proactive with that? So came up in YouTube streaming, and now you can hear the Little Miss Entertainment podcast
24/7 streaming here on YouTube.
All the episodes from seasons 1 through seasons 4, 5. Some of the Christmas episodes, the celebrity guest interviews, some of the authors that reached out. You can hear financial advice from Ash Cash. You can hear the movie advice from Blogzilla. You can hear the financial marriage planning by one of your friends, Quadir. You can hear from the author, Janessa Rivera, for Rebirth Journey. You can hear from Candace's other friend, Shantae Tolbert. Like just tons and tons of people giving good information on real life and just amazing stories.
It's nostalgic because when I made this podcast with Awesome, we went back and forth about what we would have the content on, right? And he wanted to do more like current event type stuff, me and him chatting and bantering back and forth. But the thing was, I said, let's not do that. Let's go a different path and let's make classic content. Let's interview people, the people behind the people, the up and coming person, right? And I think it worked out so much better because when you listen to that 24-hour stream, it is like, it's timeless. The content is so good. Like Lala was listening back to it and she had commented on there, and it was so amazing just to hear our first interaction as interviewing each other, and we became friends. So when then we developed the reality recap. So much has come out of the Little Miss Entertainment show. You should be really proud, because I don't know if you guys know this. We share this a lot, and I don't know how much you take it seriously. We beef pretty hard about this podcast sometimes. Like, it's not easy at all trying to get this content together. It's not easy when you have two creative minds, when we have two different looks and feels of things. But I'm very proud of what we created. Even this right here, what we're doing today, like the spinoff of the network, like we are definitely growing the Little Miss Entertainment. LME presents, right?
Yeah, I mean, as far as just having it's anything. I mean, we both have come from a corporate environment, right? There's heavy debates. I think we just both naturally like to debate. You know what I'm saying? You told me you was in debate club and you took rhetoric, so you was already gonna be a lot to handle in general. You know what I'm saying? But this
I come with a full clip.
This is the thing. I'm willing to listen. I'm willing to talk about it, and I'm willing. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I've never been always right, and I'm not perfect. You know, I just have a different style of things. I like to work through things.
Yeah.
And this is the thing about relationships.
You're very scientific versus me being very like, I'm about communications, crisis control, like always have the answer ready. And you're like, no, let's think through each step of the way.
Yeah. I mean, it does get into how we were both taught things, which is different. But this is what I was saying about relationships. You know, you start to learn the other person. You start to know their triggers, right? And you start to know their signs and signals. So I can say, all right, I might have went too much on the conversation. Let me dial it back a little bit. Or I know that she doesn't like that topic. Let me just not talk about it in general. And the guy and the girl has to acknowledge it, because it's all love at the end of the day. Like, I don't want any harm to come to this woman. I don't want to hurt her feelings. And it's just me learning how to be in a relationship, how to be a husband, how to be a fiance, and how to be a better boyfriend. You got to listen. You got to have patience. You got to calm down. You got to understand. You have to listen to understand. And that's really what I'm getting to. You know?
And it's what I love the most about our relationship is that we have grown through this together, and it has not always been, we tell everybody, it's not peaches and cream every day over here. It's not. But we are so committed to making sure that this works.
Yeah, definitely.
Because the things that we disagree on aren't things that are detriment to this relationship.
Like, it's just, what color for the
it's just difference of literally opinions.
I'll be like, no, I don't like the purple. She'd be like, you don't like purple?
Who doesn't like
what
purple?
State are you from? I'll be like, I'm from New Jersey, just like you. She'd be like, well,
not my part of Jersey.
Not my part of Jersey. We get into the Jersey beef. I'd be like, listen, where I'm from is number 2 and most dangerous. No.
Yes, definitely. But to get back on track, that was great banter. But to get back on track, because it is about us, I know everybody has been waiting. You have the infamous hat right here. What happened on the bachelorette party? Save a horse, ride a cowboy, pour some sugar on me. That was my little medley that I had going on. But if you guys are watching the YouTube, my maid of honor did an amazing job. Shout out to her. She sent me a surprise box. You guys probably seen the content on my YouTube page, on my Instagram. And I did not want to know where my bachelorette party was. I just wanted to be surprised. I had gone through so much stuff in the pandemic. I just was like, listen, whatever y'all give me is better than what I will have. So I said, y'all run with it. Y'all run with the ball of wax. And they did such a phenomenal job. They really did. So they sent me a box and they announced it, and they told me that we were going to Nashville. I had never been to Nashville. If you don't know, it's known as the Music City. I have had a very long career in music, so it just really all went well with everything that my personality, the things that we did. You guys, if you've been rocking with the Wedding Edition, you knew that Awesome was terribly petrified about this whole bachelorette party thing. He was not trying to hear it, but I think outside of a few things that I'm just like, you still were finding things to nitpick about. You like, don't take a shot on your Instagram. When I tell you I'm super grown, I'm grown. Like I'm grown almost enough to be like some of y'all's mom. That's how grown I am.
Yeah.
So
well, this the thing. Let's talk.
What was your perspective?
No, I'm very happy because there's a big trend of new brides really getting into that bridezilla mode and not listening to nothing that their fiance says as far as the way they dressed. Right. We've heard some guys are not comfortable with the cuts on some of those wedding dresses, not comfortable with some of the dresses that they wear for the celebrations, the showers, the receptions and the rehearsals. And they just like, I don't care. It's my thing. I'm just going to show all this cleavage, show all this butt. And guys be like, don't do that because look, we still have to have a relationship after this. And if I feel like you not being respectful to the person you were before you got engaged, and then that's going to cause a problem. People still have standards in how they like their woman to dress, how they like themselves to dress, and women do too. And so guys have to take that in, and then women have to take that in too. Yeah. So I just felt like, you started listening to me. And
I've always listened to you, darling.
Well, you're right.
I've always listened to you.
You'll listen. But from my perspective, it's like I'll say things to you, and Las Vegas. It's just, for one, you gotta protect females.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying these places are.
Oh, it never stopped recording.
Okay, well, hey, it happened. All right, we had a little technical difficulties, but we live. So look, what I was saying was we just wanted y'all to be safe, man. We knew y'all was gonna be out there partying, drinking, and we just wanted you to be safe. I mean, that's really it.
Yeah. But I don't, we won't go back and forth, but I tell Awesome all the time, I am an extremely mature and responsible person. What it comes off as is you not trusting me. And that's what we talked about this in the previous episode. We dug into it.
My explanation wasn't that I didn't trust you. I don't trust the guys around you. Like I told you, I've been on the other side of the bar where the bridal party has come in. And the guy's like, I'm a sleep with the bride tonight because they think it's funny. Things like that are jokes. And when you in that situation, when that's your girl, it's not funny. You know what I'm saying? And I just worry about y'all in Las Vegas with y'all sashes having taken 18 shots. You know what I'm saying?
But that could have happened in Nashville too.
It could have, but I just
it
felt
didn't
like
because it was never going to happen. That's what I'm trying to explain
Well,
to
it's
you.
better to be safe than sorry.
Listen, I listen to you and your concern.
And I appreciate it.
I don't think that
We don't ask for
regardless of where I would have been irresponsible. That was my point. But
okay.
We had a great time. Shout out. I have to give a huge shout out to my friend Jennifer. I know that she's actually been on the show before. We did a wedding edition with my 4 bridesmaids, and Jen is my friend. A lot of people always ask me, yes, Jen is Caucasian. She is white. And I don't look at that when it comes to friendships. But what I do look at is somebody like Jennifer who takes the fact of the matter and understands that her privilege is her power to empower her friends like myself. And Jen does not miss a step when it comes to Black Lives Matter. She don't miss a step when it comes to what's the cause, because I'm down for the cause. So we're trying to use as many vendors as possible that are Black-owned businesses. She took the concerted effort. She's been in Nashville before. She was the only one that had been there before, to really help plan the events. And we went to every restaurant that was Black-owned and ate at a Black-owned restaurant each day in Nashville. And I can't thank her enough for that. Like not that we just eat.
Clap.
Not that we just ate at Black-owned restaurants. We ate at bomb Black-owned restaurants. Well, I mean, the food was
if
so good.
If you in Nashville with a restaurant, that's a grand stage. You know what I'm saying? That's not like the back alley in Baltimore. That means like you've been cooking for a while. You heavily invested. You know what I'm saying? The places that you was at.
Nashville's like Baltimore. Nice. Nashville's like Baltimore. The inner harbor is nice, and then the rest of the city is not.
Yeah, I heard about that. Nashville, Tennessee.
Yeah, Nashville ain't all riches. It's riches to rags, and so some of the areas aren't the nicest, but the restaurants were bomb. They were so good.
Let's go through some of the pictures.
This is not. That's the
cruise.
That's the cruise. Yeah, there we go. So this young lady was getting married. We went on one of the pedal taverns, and the pedal tavern was like a bike that you can like bring your own like drinks and stuff to, and then you have music playing. And shout out to AJ. I have picture. I don't know where you're at.
Okay, no problem. Just bring it up real quick.
Okay.
Yeah. So she had the pedal bike, and I basically follow her as she posted. And what I did was any of the clips that her or anybody else posted, I just recorded. So there will be a video of the Nashville, the last bash in Nash, and you guys will be able to watch it on the YouTube. That's what I'm saying. Like the YouTube is very, very important. Very, very important.
Yep. So when we got there, this is very us. Everybody had to go to the mall. So I rented, Turo. Shout out to my Turo. I can't remember his name. Oh, Jonathan. He picked us up at the airport, and
dope.
He was so cool. And he was like, "Oh, you come. Your mom's coming with you on your bachelorette party."
Yeah, I mean, he's probably. I mean, you got to understand that when we first started talking about traditions, right? Yeah. It is an instinct. Like everybody knows when you say bachelorette party, it's male strippers.
No,
like, it is synonymous.
That's so cliche now.
When you say bachelor party, female strippers, it is ingrained. So his thing is like, they ain't gonna be around doing that stuff with the strippers in front of your mom.
Yeah. So no, but long story short, we needed time for the girls to get there to decorate our Airbnb. So me and my mom went to this beautiful botanical gardens, and it was just so amazing. Like it had all these sculptures and places to take photos, and
I like that photo.
Me and my mom walked around for hours in this botanical garden. My mother has got the best green thumb. That was us getting on the plane. I upgraded us to first class, took my mama in first class for the first time because she deserves it. We had such a good time. So then I meet up with the girls, and we have this like CLA, and Jonathan had the Benz. I got the Benz. Don't be mad at me, but we all piled into this CLA. Jen was laying across all the girls' laps. So it was very college of us.
Yeah,
We used
yeah.
to roll like that. Here we go.
Oh,
Here's
that
a
was it.
picture.
Oh, wow, that's
Look
funny.
at us. This is
That's
the
a
back of the
throwback.
car.
That's throwback.
Yes, and me and Shantae were in the front. We were like, Jen, get in the. Yeah, so we had the first day we went to the Pedal Tavern and we had a really good time. So if you guys have ever been in Nashville, the Pedal.
Oh, I thought you was there.
No, let me just talk through this.
My bad.
I
was
got
trying
it.
to help you.
Okay.
You got it, darling.
I want to just go through the. It'll help me go through it. So we checked in. You have to put your ID, and they give you a bike, and you like kind of walk up the block. And so our guy that we had was super cool. His name was AJ. They explained all of it. So you bring your own liquor. So it's BYOB. It's not like a bar on wheels. You bring your own stuff. So the girls had made all these punches, and they set everything up the night before, and we had our sashes, and we were ready to hit the road. So that's my girls, Brittany and Shantae. And I had my mom with us, and I forget what her sash said, but it was very her. Mine said,
Did it say mom of the bride?
No, it didn't. It said something. Everybody had their own little
Did it say
title.
My daughter's getting hitched.
And mine said getting hitched. And so they ordered these specialty like Capri pouch.
Yeah, those are the juice bags.
Yeah, we put our little alcohol in there. And then I had my cup that said Mr. Mrs. And AJ, you could tell his wife was Insta famous because he knew all the angles to take all the pictures of us. Like you could tell his wife he was like, my wife is country star singer. So that was that night. And then that evening we went to dinner, had like a fancy dinner. And so I was having like a meltdown.
Yeah.
Awesome. Always he doesn't understand. First of all, it's hard for me to work, right? I work a ridiculous amount of hours. When people are like, oh, I have the weekends off. I never have the weekends off. I never even have like a full day off. So it's like, okay, I got to go to work in the evening. So let me rush and go to the mall in the morning. So I couldn't find anything white. And so Awesome doesn't realize the pressure because he was picking out all this stuff. If you guys were following our live, and I'm like, I'm the bride. I wear white to everything. Every time I'm like, I got to get an outfit. You're like, yo, wear this. And I'm like, I have to wear white.
Yeah, she forgot that little detail.
No, I didn't. You just don't like to remember it. I'm like, yo, everything I wear to the wedding is white. So neither here nor there. I rushed over to Towson Mall. Shout out to Awesome because he's like, don't go to Annapolis, go to Towson. They're gonna have what you need.
See, man, I got her back in all situations.
You
her
did.
Biggest help and her biggest headache.
It's
so crazy.
If you are my biggest help and headache. I need to put that on a t-shirt.
If she would just listen first, it'd be all the help. But she'd get frustrated and cause the headache. I'd be like, I'm trying to help you.
Nah, you are a help, but you a headache sometimes too. But if you're new to Maryland or haven't been to Maryland, we had the Preakness here, which is the precursor to the Kentucky Derby. So they had all like the Kentucky Derby wear. And I'm like, oh, Southern Belle. So I got this really pretty lace dress and one of those hats that have the big bow on it.
Yep.
When I tell you the restaurant was like, OMG, the waitress came over and was like, we see a lot of brides because when I tell you it's bachelorette capital in Nashville, it is bachelorette capital. They were like, yo, but you are really doing it. These girls think they're doing it, but you are really doing it. And so we took some pictures outside of the restaurant. Shout out to Jody. Jody is a phenomenal photographer. And I hadn't seen my girl Jody in a long time. She surprised me. So shout out to her. She took this picture too. And then the next day was brunch. This was the Let's Cut Loose. So the only marching orders were from my maid of honor, bring your cowboy boots. So I ordered some cowboy boots. They were really cute. They were authentic. And then we went to brunch and I had my little cowboy hat on. Shout out the Willie B's. When I tell you, if you are in Nashville, you have to go to Willie B's. The food, atmosphere, and music was on a trillion in this place.
That's what I'm saying. These were well-established restaurants. You know what I'm saying? They weren't just smoker grills in the parking lot.
Well, you can tell this place had come from that though.
Yeah, of course.
They built on it.
20 years ago, people put in the work.
Yeah, for sure.
That's all I was saying. Y'all went to some really great places that were, for professionals.
And Anissa is one of my oldest friends, and she just holds it down. You guys have heard me talk about her before. She is so amazing. Like, she used to braid my hair when I was hooping full blown basketball. That's my girl. And we just took some cool pictures. Shrimp and grits on 1,000. I mean, the food, and then they had one of those 360 booths. So I was channeling very much so my Kim Kardashian backless tank top there. But yeah, we had such a good time. I really, really, really had a fun time. That's me, Janessa, and Anissa. And my mom had never been to a day party. So she was like, what? You guys dance and the DJ's going on this early in the afternoon?
Day parties are actually pretty new. You know what I'm saying?
They are.
Like, I'll say maybe within 5 years, which is really new because, listen, there's been music since the 90s, right? There's been parties since the late 80s or whatever, and everything's been late at night. And it just really went to the day party pretty much with the Duce Palooza era, right?
Yeah. So day parties, and we on the
reggae stuff first. It was reggae with the day parties.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. It was
and
definitely.
Then it came over to the normal stuff. Yeah.
So there was this beautiful mural. If you are from Nashville, you already know, like, the murals are amazing. I think this was a Black artist, and we just posted up.
Insta famous.
Yep. And then we changed again, and we went to a whiskey tasting, which was so much fun. Shout out to, I think her name was Erin. She was our mixologist. Here's a really good picture.
That bar locked.
Yeah, here's a good picture. Listen, there's a lot of people that are like, you're bugging. You got 8 bridesmaids. Like, that's crazy. I would not have had it any other way. Like, it was so much fun going with my closest friends. Like, it really, really was a good time.
The thing. I mean, everybody kind of is in the tri-state. You get what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Which makes it easier, especially coming out the pandemic.
Yeah, I'm the furthest one away.
Yeah, you're the first one away. Like, a lot of my guys were in a lot of other states.
Yeah.
With a lot of little kids.
Yeah. And so we all got to make our own cocktail with the bourbon. And then this was Hattie B's. Infamous. Look it up on Instagram. Nashville hot chicken sandwich. I mean, amazing. The food was so amazing. Oh my God, so good. It was so good. Then we got to take some pictures, and we was doing it for the gram. I really was really just enjoying my time. And that was kind of where we were at with the bachelorette party.
Nice. Well, I mean, I'm very happy. I'm very proud of you guys. I feel like you guys had a nice time out, and I think that means a lot. I mean, you guys were safe. You guys made it home. I mean, that's just really all we wanted was y'all to be safe. And I see that. And so what we can do is you guys can join us when we premiere her video. All right, no problem. I'm getting it. We can when we premiere the video. You guys can watch it with us. It premieres, what does the date say, June 9th?
I can't see where.
I'll pull up in 1 second.
Yes, June 9th. That's what it says.
Okay. I'm doing this, but I'm leaning over. So
I know. I always tell Awesome to sit on this side so he can navigate the board. Oh man.
But I'm a gentleman, so I always give her first chair. It's called first chair. So I'm like, darling, I say when she comes in, I say, darling, where you want to sit? And she always goes right here. And I just go,
I don't say that.
Perfect,
he
darling.
just wants me to see.
So this is it. So this is the premiere. And it is on YouTube.
Do you want us to show it beforehand?
Okay. What I'm saying is that you guys it's on YouTube. It premieres on June 9th, I believe, at 9 a.m. So watch it with us. I mean, we'll be here, and it'll be basically, you see the pictures, but it'll be all the behind the scenes stuff and the walking in and just them talking and then toasts and then eating. It was a nice vacation. It's a recap.
It was
about 8 minutes, and then we'll put that on our Patreon and stuff like that. So shout out to all the Patreon. So I'm just trying to show them the content, show them that we got the content.
Yes,
we got
absolutely.
The podcast. Hey.
So the bachelorette party was a success. The top 3 things that I would say to any bride, just to give you some jewels, are let your girls plan whatever you think in your mind is supposed to be. When you put it in your friends' hands and your friends love you, they're going to make things happen well beyond your wildest dreams. I've never been to Nashville. I've had friends that have gone. They knew exactly what to do. I would have just been going on TripAdvisor and all of that. Just let them do their thing. Airbnb, all stay in a house together if you can. When you haven't seen your friends in so long, you need those moments of like everybody doing their hair and their makeup and laughing and joking and staying up late together, like getting up and eating breakfast. That's the bonding moments of it. And do what makes you happy, right? Like you don't need $1 million, and you can just do simple things that can make you happy. But
the more people, the less expensive it is.
The more people, the less expensive it is, but also to capture the moments, right? Like
plan, like you said, plan team buildings, the things you guys can get closer
for a bond.
Yeah, bonding experiences.
Yes, for sure.
Talk to each other. Don't just go out and get drunk.
Yeah.
You know,
for sure.
Sit in a circle, go around.
Update
everybody.
We have so many funny stories from that just one trip. And don't micromanage the process. You have enough to worry about with your events for your big day. Give that to your bridesmaids and don't like micromanage it, because like I said, it'll come out way better. I cried. I laughed. I was so surprised. My friend Jody was like, have fun. She kept saying like, oh, I'm so sorry I can't come. Like, have fun. And I was got him. And like, as soon as I seen her, I started crying, because like, you don't realize how much you miss people till you see them again. I love that girl.
And this is something people gotta remember, like, you know, knowing people since you were kids, and you fall out a little bit. You gotta rekindle.
Oh, for sure.
You know? And people have to make time on both sides. So I know sometimes it's hard dealing with friends after 20 years where you always go and see them. They never come see you.
Yeah.
But sometimes you just have to put your pride aside and extend that and say, hey, listen, I'm doing something. Why don't you come down here and see and let's hang out?
I have a couple friends that like Johnny's one of them. Like, I hadn't talked to her in a long time, and it was like we had not left each other's side.
That's how it is when you've really been real friends with somebody for 20 years. And sometimes you just gotta say, like, look, we haven't seen each other for a while. You need to come by. Yeah.
Especially too when your friends are lit. When you have like lit personalities, it all works out. So those are my top couple of tips for anybody that is.
Okay, well, I got some questions for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Now, this is the interrogation part. I need to know.
Oh God,
what happened? No, I'm joking.
He ain't joking. Lord have mercy.
No, what are some other places that outside of Nashville that you possibly would say would be good for a bachelorette party?
Oh wow, yeah. There's a couple of ones that definitely immediately come to mind. I know you're gonna say something about it, but there's a lot of stuff to do. I think Miami's awesome. You can do the yacht for the day type thing. There's plenty of places to eat. There's nightlife. There's to me, Nashville was just the country version of Miami.
Yeah. Well, if you think about it, and this is really what it is. Right? I seen a meme today. Somebody was like, "Yo, y'all gonna need passports. Y'all not gonna just Miami
me to death.
Miami and where's
Tulum.
Tulum me to death. Like, it's always the same two places, right? Yes, Miami is a good time, right?
Yeah,
we know that. But there's literally 50 other states. So I applaud you for one, listening, hearing what I was saying about my comfortability in y'all in Vegas. I really appreciate that. And then also understanding that there's other places besides Miami and Atlanta.
Oh yeah, but I have other places too. So I know but
this is just a disclaimer for listeners.
Bachelorette party wise, places to really get like turned and lit. I know it's going to sound crazy, but Austin, Texas.
Austin,
Texas, like they have some of the best lakes.
Yeah.
Once again, you can do the whole boat, like rent a boat for the day, nightlife, music, like amazing food. I'm trying to think of some other places that I really have like went and gone and turned up.
Well, there's like, honestly, people don't think about this, but I'm just naming places. But Pittsburgh has a large list of bars in their back.
Yeah, I can see that.
What's it called? South side. Yeah, south side.
Yeah.
And then the number one place for guys is actually in Ohio. There's an island, right, with nothing but bars on it, and it's called Put in Bay.
Oh
And
wow.
it's actually cool because
Mhm.
you know, I lived in Pittsburgh, and the guys used to tell me about it. It's really only 4 bachelor parties.
Mhm.
You got to take a boat to this island, and then you rent golf carts, and that's your car.
Oh, that's
And you
cool.
just ride around
That's
on
a
golf
fun
carts, and
time.
it's just tons and tons of bars,
Yeah.
and everybody drinks and drives because it's just a golf cart.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's places like that. People are having tons of fun out here.
Oh
Y'all
yeah.
just keep going into Miami and Atlanta.
Another one that I like will always have a place in my heart is Myrtle Beach.
It's
Myrtle Beach is so much
Yeah,
fun.
there's Myrtle Beach.
There's so much fun.
Honestly, San Diego was a good trip. I mean, with
Oh,
the gas lamp district, I went to
Mhm.
this restaurant called the Strip Club, right?
Yeah.
But the thing was, it was a steak place.
Yeah.
And you would pick your steak out the case, kind of
Mhm.
like where's the place we go to eat?
Oh,
at?
not Logan's, Texas Roadhouse.
Texas Roadhouse. You pick
Mhm.
your steak out, and then you when it's your turn, you go over to the grill like you're at home, and you cook it on the grill.
Oh wow.
Yeah. But and so I thought that was a great
That's a
restaurant.
good thing for a bachelor
We
party.
put it
Yeah.
on the grill. We was seasoning it, and they do it 2 at a time. So you do each side. I thought that was really, really cool.
Yeah.
So there's tons of places out there. You just have to
Yeah,
go.
domestically,
You just have
there's
to
so
be-
many
yeah.
cities that you could go to. If you're not from the Northeast, I think New York in the summertime is an
Oh.
amazing bachelorette
Listen,
place to go.
Listen,
New
New York
in the summertime is
New York
dope.
is heaven, right?
It
I know
is.
it's dirty and there's
New York's
crime and all that
dope.
stuff, but listen, if you really get out there with like $1,000 to spend, you can have a blast.
And I mean, like, you could have a blast.
I'm talking about the city only, like
Mhm.
Manhattan, like
Yes.
probably from like Lower East Side,
all like the
Village,
Instagram places,
Financial
the
District,
food places,
Midtown,
like
Hell's Kitchen,
You could have-
Harlem. Man, we bounced around New York having a blast.
you can
in
have a
Ubers.
blast in New York. I could see that being a great bachelorette
Mhm.
party, but we live, breathe,
St.
and
George's
eat.
Place, yeah.
Like we. So no. So that. What's the other question? That was those are my
Okay.
picks.
Truth,
Oh
let's say
God.
truth or truth.
Truth.
Did you? You know, I'm just making jokes about the bachelorette party, but
There was no strippers. My mother was there the whole entire
tell
time.
it to somebody who actually believes that. All right. Tell
when
it to
you
somebody
when
who
you
believes
say
that.
that, you are dishonoring my mom. You would think that she would you would not think that she would let something happen to me.
Your mom like a hunk of burning love too.
No,
She was out there with the dollars.
no. Oh God! Wait till she listens to this. She gonna come for you.
These are all jokes. I know. Listen, I had the most utmost faith in y'all.
What did you do while I was away?
I don't think I even left the house.
You like that? Awesome is the ultimate like to stew. He likes to like
man.
sit, watch movies.
Well, you know what it is. You know what it is. Honestly, what it is.
You
I
like to
realized
stew.
how to stay out of trouble.
No, you're a homebody.
Well, yeah, because I realized how to stay out of trouble. Like I've been arrested, you know what I'm saying? I just spent the night in jail. I've been in, you know what I'm saying? I've been in the
You're
fight.
right. Getting
I've
arrested.
been in the fight on New Year's. I had to go to the hospital. Other people we had to go to hospital. I got shot at. Like we did all this stuff, and I was just like, "Yo, Lord, please." You know, it's one of those times we like, "Lord, please."
If I get me through, I won't do this no more.
Problems for me. You know what I'm saying? I've been in some places where I'm like, damn, I wish we didn't go. You know, from fighting at clubs to like. The break years ago, everybody came in here to Baltimore, and first of all, we got this huge fight. Everybody got jumped, then they smashed the window, stole everybody's coat in the wintertime, and everybody had to drive home with the window busted. You know what I'm saying? In the wintertime.
Y'all think y'all know awesome. I be trying to tell y'all, first of all, don't ever in your life mess with me because he's really crazy.
Yeah, the Puerto Rican Day. What else?
He's
Puerto Rican
really
Day.
psycho.
The Puerto Rican Day massacre. Man, these dudes try to jump us at the train station going to the Puerto Rican Day parade.
Y'all don't even understand.
It was all bloods, and it was just like 6 of us. It was like 18 of them. You know, so my thing is like this. I'm gonna sit down for the times I couldn't.
That's right.
I'm just gonna relax and you know, got the daughter. You know, getting married.
I sit down.
I want to be around for all this stuff.
I sit down too for the times that I couldn't. I remember really, really, really giving myself alcohol poisoning one time going out.
Talk about it.
Really bad. Like just drinking beyond, like just drinking because people were serving me drinks. Like, and not really thinking that I was gonna make it the next day. So plus I relaxed now.
Plus my interests have changed.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
You grow up and you mature.
I'm into, you know, sort of. Well, we do the real estate thing. I'm into Airbnb. I'm into the business. So that's it.
And listen, if you guys want to give us a really nice wedding gift, book our Airbnb We'll put the link below. That would be the greatest gift.
Support Black business.
Book a 30-day stay in our Airbnb. Our Airbnb is pretty dope. Yeah. All right. And that was a shameless plug and commercial in the middle of our segment. But moving right along, Awesome really wants to talk about two things that have happened on the internet. And I don't blame them. They definitely are. Give them something to talk about. Is it this one or is it in Windows? Here we go. Which one you want to do first?
The proposal.
This one? All right. So let me throw this up here on the screen. Oh, I clicked on the proposal.
It's up there. You just had to remove it.
Yeah. Oh, I got you.
Yeah. So
all right. So here we go.
So okay. So what's been going on? There's a huge topic on the internet about this trend where women have been proposing to men.
Yeah.
And here's a picture that was on the internet. It was going around the internet, and apparently this woman basically went on a date with this guy, and then she proposed to him. It looked like she told her his family they were there. She definitely proposed to him. And as you see, she got down on her knee and proposed and had a ring for him. And so people have been outraged, right? I mean, I started being on TikTok, so Awesome Open on TikTok, and I commented on this. And I mean, people, I got no lie. I got 800 comments saying no effing way. Yeah. Like that they were women. They would never do anything like this. And then I did get some comments where some people were saying, we don't know their relationship. Right. And me and Lil Miss watched this show. Is it Ready to Love or
Ready to Love?
Where the couples have to date other people, and then the other couple has to watch, sort of like watching jealousy.
Oh no, that put a ring on it.
Put a ring on it.
Yes, put a ring on it.
And so the reason why I bring that up is because the two people on the show, at one time he was ready to marry. No, at one time she was really ready to marry.
No, he proposed first.
Yeah, so he proposed, right? But then they didn't get married, and then he wasn't ready, and then she was ready. Yeah, and it just was this constant back and forth with only one person ready, and it's. I guess,
pulls the trigger?
Yeah, it's like that you want to be with this person, right? Y'all have been dating for however many years, right? Maybe he proposed, y'all was engaged, it didn't work, you were not proposed anymore, and now you're still dating though. Yeah. Right? So what do you do? What do you do? A lot of people realistically, people don't break up after off engagements like they used to. It used to be like, you know what? If we don't get married, we're breaking up. But now there's a trend of people being like,
I don't think people care that much to get married anymore.
But we still gonna be together. We weren't engaged, we're not engaged no more. We still together.
Yep.
And so,
I agree.
And so who knows how? We don't know those people's relationships. You know what I'm saying? All we know is that I'm guessing she loved this man enough where she wanted to be married to him. His reaction, it's hard to see his reaction. I feel like I watched it a couple more times. I think he was receptive to it.
I think he was pissed. You thought I thought he was very upset. I think he was
shocked. But then I kind of felt like he said, well, where's the ring? And cause she kind of went like that. And then as soon as he saw the ring, he was like, I think I saw him smile a little bit. And
I felt like that was like, why are you doing this?
But see, this is the thing too. Like, it's really just between them.
Yeah, but she involved the family. It was on the internet. They were taping it.
Yes, like when you put it on the internet, it is open.
It's for everybody.
It's open for judgment, jokes, ridicule, positivity, whatever. But you just gotta look at it from all angles.
Yeah.
How do you feel about it?
I voiced my opinion. Like I said, what's for you is for you. My opinion is my opinion. I would never in my wildest dreams do this.
And why not?
We always talk about wanting a man to lead, wanting a man to be assertive and be the one that takes charge. And then you go and you do this stuff and you glorify doing this stuff, no matter what.
Glorify meaning like proposing?
Like, yes, girl, do that. Okay. Do like glorify her, support her. That's fine. But in reality, I don't want to say women. Let's say women in this situation specifically that want a man to propose to them. It's a direct contradiction of what you want out of that marriage. And when we go so far above and beyond to be the alpha, right, to take the charge.
Yeah, that's a new term.
That like there is no coming back from that. right? You can't talk out both sides of your mouth.
Yeah. So meaning like what? You can't be supportive.
This is the thing. Women's empowerment and women's rights came from in the workplace and not being abused, right? Two different things, right? Don't be abusive to us verbally, emotionally, and physically. Separate women's rights, right? Women's empowerment, equity, and equality came from I'm getting paid less to do the exact same job. I am being belittled because I'm a woman in the workplace. I have to deal with all of this sexual harassment because I'm a woman in the workplace. These voices that we hear about these Me Too movements and all of this women empowerment, that is very separate from romantic relationships that are consensual, right? And we blur these lines of I am an alpha female. Okay, that's fine, but you cannot be romanced and wined and dined and spoiled and be the alpha in the relationship. Something's got to give. You can be an alpha female at work all day long, all day, every day. But when you come home, if you desire that type of relationship, and please, let's be clear, I know everybody doesn't desire that type of relationship. I'm talking about the women that do desire that type of relationship. Stop doing stuff like this, because this is enough. Awesome knows I'll say this. That is mental warfare, and that is enough to drive a sane person crazy.
What do you mean?
That behavior. I want to get married and I want to be your wife, and I want you to spoil me, wine and dine me, pamper me, be the baby, but I also want to be in charge of the relationship.
Yeah.
What are we talking about right now?
You're right.
Like it's a little psychotic.
Well, this is going back to what we started it, right? We kind of noticed that there was a lot of false realities going around, right? There was I always use the Love and Hip Hop example. There's millions of viewers. Everybody's like, look, I gotta have $100,000 wedding. My husband has to be this $1 million dude with ties to the street, right? My girl has to have BBLs, a breast lift. She's got to be, you know what I'm saying, Erica Mena and all this stuff. And but it's really not like that, right? You're gonna fall in love with who you fall in love with, right? You really don't have any control of. You can control who you date.
Yeah.
But when it comes to falling in love, it's a totally different thing. And then it goes to marriage. When you're gonna marry. So who you, of course, fall in love with. But then this is where the thin line comes in. And I get what you're saying. You have a career as a woman. A man has a career, right? You're right. A lot of people don't understand what that corporate environment is like, right? It's basically like Game of Thrones. People like, it ain't like that. That's because a lot of times y'all is below a supervisor.
You're not an executive level.
Yeah, I'm talking about manager, regional manager.
Correct.
Let's say vice president. Senior vice president, or even some sort
senior
of CEO,
management
CEO. I'm talking about
above.
Yeah, yes. I'm talking about the big office type at the HQ for the United States, right? Not just I work out the back of the wherever. No, I'm talking about big responsibilities. There's a different level of attitude and a different level of ambition that comes with those roles, right?
Yes,
so what we're seeing now is you look at the college percentage rate, and I use Clark Atlanta. When I went to Clark Atlanta, there was the ratio for professional for women was 21 female students to 1 male. And then when we went to graduate, it was 10 females to 1 male, right? In my graduating major or whatever. So think about it. Corporate world, I'm in corporate, she's in corporate. There's 10 females to every one of me, right? And so there are going to be more of these females who, I'm using the term, let's say alpha at work. Now, coming back to home, that's the hard part. That's the hard part, because it's not something that you can easily switch off, right? And then depending on what type of guy you've got, he's either used to being in charge or he's willing to fall back, right? And not necessarily not be in charge, but let you make the food, lets you take care of the kids, right? And he supports you in those aspects where he doesn't have to. He's like, you need help with something. He go to the grocery store with you to help you carry it, right?
Yeah.
Not saying like, I'll go to the grocery store and you carry my stuff. You're saying it's the female leading the household, right?
Yeah.
But him still being in charge, right?
And a lot of times too, what I say to Awesome when we have this conversation about the workplace specifically, yes, you're right. There are more college educated African-American females, but once they get to a point, there is still nothing but Caucasian males at the top.
Yes.
And so you're dealing with that. So even though, yes, I might be your supervisor, my supervisor don't look nothing like me. And so then you got all these women that are dealing with that at the top. And so it is difficult to deal with that. But what you are saying is 100% right. When that comes to the household and the shared of the responsibility, there is a difference in a shift in paradigm, right? Because two things happen. We went through 2 recessions within 12 years of each other. Everyone in the household essentially now has to become an earner. It is not our grandpop and grandmother's way of living life anymore.
Yep.
So now, regardless if you are a CEO or an executive, you and your husband both might be managers at Wawa. Y'all both gotta work just to survive anymore, and with inflation and all that kind of stuff. The share of the household duties definitely became more 50-50 than 75-25 in certain tasks. And that's kind of what you were just saying right there. It's like, if you're going to the store, it's still a partnership. Your husband might be buying all the groceries, but you're the one that has to go and pick them up.
From a joint account.
Or a joint account. You're right. Like it depends.
It depends. And so the reason why I said all that with the females at work and try to paint that picture is because it is hard to turn off. It is. And you can say, anybody can say they can turn it off and they can separate the difference.
It's very difficult.
And the trait that I'm pushing at is the ambition, right? These corporate positions with these females make them ambitious. Go get what you want, right? You have to get it. You
have to take it.
Yeah. And so what's happening is you're seeing the women being just more aggressive.
Yes.
And because we've heard in another TikTok I saw that there was a guy shortage.
Yes.
And sort of just like how I put the college into perspective, right? Technically, you could say there's a guy shortage, meaning that there's a certain amount of married men and then there's a certain amount of men in jail, right?
Yes.
So that leaves a small pool of men, right? So if you're a corporate professional woman making over 100,000 living in downtown LA, your pool is small. If you're a corporate professional woman living in Manhattan, Upper West Side, there's a small pool of Black men, right? You have to go to Brooklyn. You have to go to Queens. Just like and I'm not sure for LA, but where's East and them live at? You have to go to Watts or
Englewood.
And what's the demographic of the guys when you get there? Like, you know what I'm saying?
They're blue collar
entrepreneurs, middle management, you know what I'm saying? Or business owner, which is all fine. And you just have to find your tribe and then you have to respect each other, right? And like I said, this is their relationship. Gender roles do come into play, but I think there is a thing called new gender roles. Like I said, splitting the household. But this topic of a female proposing to a man is really a difficult one, you know what I'm saying? As far because I think we're going to see more of it. And I feel like it kind of goes back to what we were saying about the new rules to the wedding, right? Like, why can't there be new rules, right? Why can't why does it have to be, I can only see your dress? Why can't it be mine is the same? Why does it have to be only a bachelorette party? It has to be a bachelor party. Why does it only have to be a bridal shower? Why can't it be a bachelor shower? Like, why can't there just be a match in energy for the celebrations? Because we need to feel good too. You need to feel good. You obviously need to feel good, because what you see is this type of thing happening where it's only one-sided, where the man has to propose. And because of a lot of people have been saying, the Black man has been under extinction or is trying to be silently exterminated. But the females are now like, yo, I just got to.
Darling, would you want me to propose to you?
Well, we talked about it, and I had said that we both knew where we were going, right? Meaning our relationship was progressing to the point where you could have, now I'm sure looking back, seen where it was going to go. Like you knew it was going to happen eventually, right? We weren't just aimlessly dating, right?
Yeah.
And so my thing was, I had been looking for a ring for almost 8 months or something like that, right? And so if in your corporate profession, right, being a director, you know what I'm saying? If you had ambitiously, just like your corporate ambition had came to me while I was ring shopping, while I was in the process of proposing to you, I wouldn't have told you no. You get what I'm saying? I wouldn't have been like, because technically that ends the relationship. Am I wrong? I could have said to you,
would that have been what you wanted?
well, this is the thing. You knowing me, you're supposed to know what I would want.
I did know
just
that.
Like
that's why I didn't ask you if it wanted me
just
to marry
like
you.
I know what you wanted, right? And knew how to sort of give it to you. You know what I'm saying?
Because you always referred to that process as that was something to you. That process was something to you. That's what you wanted to do. You wanted to buy the Tiffany's ring. You wanted to go through and go to the store and all of that and plan it out.
Yeah.
You wanted that. You can't steal those moments from people that they can never get back. You can never get that back.
Because you know why? It makes them invested in the process.
Yes.
If so, for instance, so going back to this conversation, if you had proposed to me, right? Even though I'm going through it on my own, would you have stole my joy? Yes.
I would have, and I would have felt terrible.
I'd have been like, damn, like I was doing all this big stuff, and then you just kind of like undermined it. You know what I'm saying? But that's because we know each other.
Yes.
Now that relationship with them could be totally different.
You're right. And that's the thing also too. At the end of the day, we don't know what their situation was. We don't even know how that man felt. If somebody has a reaction video from him, please send it to us because I would love to hear his thoughts.
I might look around and
I would love to hear his thoughts.
I'll see it.
My thing is, the question is, should women be proposing to men? That's the overarching. They just happen to catalyst that conversation. My opinion is no.
My opinion is we're going to see more of it. I mean, I don't necessarily think yes, but I think we're going to. It's kind of inevitable. It is, because things are going to change. Women have been making, doing way more professionally and corporately. And they're just tired of waiting, and there's a guy shortage.
So then there was this one. I'll throw it up here on the screen. Explain this one, because you saw this and you sent it to me.
So I was outraged, right? and I was on TikTok again, just having some fun. I see it really is fun, but you gotta be careful. I wanted to comment because I went through a lot to get my suit, and it means a lot to me to be standing next to this woman, matching her fly, or being as beautiful as I can to represent her, right? Just like when you see her, she represents me. When you see me, I represent her, right?
That's very true.
And he's not taking this sacred union as serious as it could. And it was funny because it's just jokes, right? So he looked like he didn't know it was his wedding. Somebody said that she told him to come to brunch. And he get there and they're like, "Hey, we're getting married." Yeah, and so I just felt like this is the big day. Everybody was there. Apparently, whole family, right? And
it looked like it was a planned wedding.
And traditionally, you need to be. It's a formal event. That's all. Yeah. It's a formal event. So I just my caption was that all these girls. The thing was that they don't like 9-to-5 dudes, right?
You're right.
And so when you don't like a 9-to-5 dude who understands that the weddings are formal events, he's gonna come in a white tee and some knockoff, you know what I'm saying, motorcycle jeans. I
read the comments in this, and I guess he's a famous rapper. He's
like a Puerto Rican rapper.
I think he's famous Latin rapper. Okay. And thank you. And if that works for them, God bless, right? Like whatever works for you and what makes you happy.
Yeah, because some women will be outraged at that.
More power to you. My biggest thing about this, right? Regardless of your religious denomination, right? It's a sacred ceremony.
These pictures will be seen forever.
Let's just take it back to when we look at these TV shows, everybody loved them some Game of Thrones, right? Like becoming a knight, or even our ancestors, when we got married, There was so much thought and care, and the women of the tribe would ornate. I'm sorry, I couldn't think of it. The women and do the tribal makeup and put all the flowers and everything on the body, and it would be a ceremony. Let's not lose sight of that, right? The respect of whatever the vow. Because when we talk about vows, I think it goes way over people's heads, right?
When you take the money part of weddings now overshadows
everything.
Everything's like, well, how much this is how the biggest wedding we come for the most money.
Correct.
Not like, look, this is special to us.
And plus, people just get divorced. Like, I don't care about them vows. When you make a vow to somebody, like the richer or poorer, death do us part. I don't think people realize that, like, that means something. Words have meanings. And so if you feel like you can say that, right? When I say that to you in front of God, that is now a bond that cannot be broken. If you are not ready to enter that bond that is never to be broken, don't get married. Don't get married. Have a big party. Have a blast. Have every gala that you want to have in your whole entire life. But when it comes down to those words and what you are being said to one another, you might as well cut each other's hand open with blood and smush it together, because that's what that means. It's a ceremony. It's sacred.
Yeah.
And so when you show up like this, to your sacred ceremony, what kind of representation to that ceremony do you feel like it is? Yeah. And people from church will say, "Come as you are." Yes, very much so. Come as you are. But if you some type of when you have some type of clout or money, as in what people were saying this gentleman does, and she came dressed like that, what kind of respect are you showing her?
Yeah, that's true.
What kind of respect are you showing her? I don't,
treat it as such. Yeah.
We get so hyped and caught up into the internet, and I know a lot of people were jokey about that. But when it comes to this marriage thing, this podcast right here, the wedding edition was a cute name, right? Like hot off the press, the wedding edition. From day one, what we have said, shout out to Etienne, plan your marriage before you plan your wedding. We started this conversation about us conversing when we do not agree, and how we've had to grow as two people, as one, because we knew we were going to stay in this for a very long time to get an understanding of that. No matter how mad he is at me and how mad I am at him, we have to work through that, because we have now, with this ring, said we're going to make the commitment. And with the second ring, that's why it's a circle. That means once my uncle blesses this round one with the diamonds, and I put the round one on his finger, that is an infinite eternity. We are saying we're going to do this until one of us ain't here no more. And I don't think anybody really kind of understands that. Like no matter what religion you are.
It kind of got away from that, like I said. With just how much weddings were, and just how society started going to very disposable. And, people stopped caring about things long term, including their relationships,
People don't even care about their house, where they lay their head. They don't wash their sheets.
Yeah, buying a house used to mean something. Now people had 2-3 houses.
Just even the cleanliness
now it's
of
like,
it.
let strangers in your house, Airbnb,
whatever.
It's changed. It changed, but I don't know. But
yeah.
So that was it. I mean, just would you allow me to come with the white tee?
No,
I can't come with the white tee. In the what's those motorcycle jeans everybody wearing?
They were they cheap on say? I don't know.
Something like that. It was the $1,000.
Yeah, everybody had
jeans.
Them.
He had those on. But yeah, I mean, just come the best you can for your special day, and just I'm saying, give people something to look forward to. You don't. I understand people dress up all the time. You don't have to do it all the time, but just
don't throw the cultural
respectable.
Because yes, there's many different cultures that get dressed not traditionally suit and tie.
At the reception, he could have done.
She had a full blown wedding dress on.
At the reception, he could have did that. You know what I'm saying?
I don't even think then. But okay,
if he was dancing,
maybe. I don't know. It ain't for me. It's a no for me. It wasn't giving what it was supposed to give.
Yeah, I
Okay.
got you. I got you. All right. That was
Yeah,
too big. That was two big things, though. I'm
absolutely.
telling you, the internet was going nuts.
They were going ham
yeah,
about that. We'd be remiss. We wouldn't be the
Mhm.
wedding edition if we didn't go
Yeah.
and talk about all the
Mhm.
proposals and the wedding stuff and the
Yeah,
hot
there you go.
topics.
Hot tea. So yeah, so that was great. That was good. I'm glad you made it back safely. I made it
Yes.
back safely from mine. You made it back
I don't
safely
know if you
from
made it back
yours.
safely from yours.
Yeah, I made it back safely from mine, and then you know, we hit a couple of topics. So yeah, so that's it. We try to be respectful every time. Make sure you
Yeah.
guys go listen, follow the YouTube,
Check out the YouTube,
and
please.
check out the 24/7 Little Miss Entertainment podcast show. Let us know what your favorite
Yep.
episode is. Like, comment, and subscribe. Check out the regular podcast if you still want. Check it out on Anchor,
Yep.
Apple Podcast, Spotify, and check out
Mhm.
my podcast as well, the Awesome Nobody podcast.
Yes.
Check out my YouTube, also Awesome Nobody YouTube, and yeah, we're gonna keep grinding. And you guys gotta see the day of. We're gonna try to work on live streaming it. Someday
Yes.
we might just do it here on YouTube. We
Yep.
don't know.
We'll
But
figure
listen,
it out.
we need the subscribers. We need the likes.
Make sure that you guys like, subscribe,
That's
and hit that notification bell so you can get all of the uploads, because you know how the algorithm on YouTube, if you don't hit the notification bell, you essentially, we're not in your algorithm. So that's like the ultra super like, I want all the information from this podcast. Make sure that you follow me at Little Miss ENT, LILMISSENT.
Scrolling below.
Yes, it is scrolling below. And as always, we love you guys for listening, because 100% you didn't have to. Have a great week.